Hello and welcome back to the Southern Bourbon and Whiskey Talk channel. This is Chris and this is our first video of 2023. So happy New Year's to everyone. Welcome back. I want to say we had this channel for about 4 months in 2022. I think I started it in September. And I am humbled by the support the channel has had through the viewership, through the subscribers. So I'm still trying to build my my subscribership. So if you're out here and you're watching the video and you haven't subscribed, or this is your first time, you know who you are. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. I'd really appreciate it. It just takes you a second and what have you. So all right, so with that being said, let's get into our video. So today we're going to do a review of a product that was in my top 10 for Whiskey Bourbon of the Year, and I hadn't formally reviewed it yet, and it come in at number 7, and that's this Willett Year Family Estate Straight White Rye Whiskey. All right, so but just real quick, Santa, I must have been pretty good this year. Santa was good to me and my family. We're truly blessed and everything. But my wife got me a really cool decanter for my infinity bottle. So I kind of got out of the mason jar. Now once I fill this up, I may go back to the mason jar to start my second one and everything. But this one's a nice University of Tennessee Volunteers, the Orange Bowl champions this year and everything. So really looking forward to next year to bring good things for the Big Orange. But this is my new infinity bottle, and I've got a little way to go before I fill it up and what have you. And so if you're new to bourbon or you haven't started an infinity bottle, go ahead and do that. I do plan on having a video at some point on infinity bottles, some ideas and everything. So there's, in my opinion, people have rules for this stuff, but it's your infinity bottle. Have fun with it. But there's that. But I got some other cool gifts this year, bourbon whiskey related, University of Tennessee Vols related, and otherwise. So I must have been pretty good. So all right, so let's get into this formal review on this this Willett Family Estate 4-year rye and everything. So it finished number 7, like I said, in my bourbon whiskeys of the year. And a few things about it. It's a small batch rye, aged in hand-selected white oak barrels for 4 years, and bottled, hand-bottled at cask strength. So basically what comes out of the barrels, what goes into the bottle here. And this particular one is 108.8 proof. So and a rye whiskey, you're probably thinking, well, this is pretty young, 4 years. But for a rye whiskey, this is actually a pretty good age and everything. And I would agree with you on a regular whiskey or bourbon, 4 years is kind of young. But for a rye, it's totally different and what have you. And the other thing is on the mash bill. It's hard to find a lot of information about the Willett mash bills for their family estate rye. I found 2 different mash bills, rye mash bills. One of them, and I'm going off my memory here, was like an 11% corn, 15% malted barley, and 74% rye. And then the other one was 15% corn, I think 51% rye, and then like 34% malted barley. And, you know, I've got a feeling this is the one with the 34% malted barley. And the reason why is because when I first opened this bottle, and I mentioned it in my video for the Whiskeys Bourbons of the Year, I wasn't a terrible big fan of it because it was just all earthy and everything. I mean, it was like a dried mushroom, very earthy, and not a lot else there that would remind you of a whiskey per se. But I let it set, open up, you know, poured a little in my infinity bottle, and then lo and behold, this really opened up, and it got itself up to number 7 in my Whiskeys Bourbons of the Year. So we're going to get into it and talk a little more in depth about it and everything. So let's pour this. All right. So there we go. Set this aside and get us a little drink of water. All right, so let's get in to the nose on this and see what we got this afternoon. All right, so right before I stick it up to my nose there, it's definitely still earthy and everything, right? Got some alcohol on it. But now I get, you know, and the reason it crept up to number 7, you get some whiskey characteristics on it. You know, definitely not a lot of sweetness per se, but there's definitely, you know, some like vanillas in there. Got some floral to it, some herbal notes. Yeah, so it's very well balanced, and I paid $65 for this bottle. Bought it at the distillery. I know here in Ohio, Willett is hard to find, right? So, you know, you may have an easier time finding it where you're at, but here in Ohio, I have a pretty hard time finding this product. So, and Willett has other products too. They have a 3-year rye, which I've never had. I saw it at the distillery. They have a pot still whiskey. It comes in the fancy, pretty little pot still bottle, and I've heard a lot of bad stuff about that product and everything. I've had an opportunity to buy the bottle, but I left it alone, you know, and everything. And then they have the allocated bottles. I don't call this allocated, but they have the allocated ones. This has like a, you'll see, hopefully you can see, it has a green top on it. So they have other Willets that are like black tops and purple tops. You know, some of them are like wheated whiskeys, regular bourbons, and they're allocated, they're expensive, and they're hard to find. So, so let's get into the palate on this. So, Happy New Year, friends, and cheers to you in good health and much success and life and everything in 2023. So, cheers. All right, so definitely still earthy, balanced out though with some sweetness. Got some herbal characteristics, the vanilla, some light floral kind of honey on it, a great mouthfeel, a long finish, a little Kentucky hugs there, and it's really, it's good. I'll put it that way. You know, I'm pleasantly surprised how open this bottle has become to me. You know, when first opened it, I was like, oh, I don't know about this, you know, and then came back to it, let it open up, get through the neck pour, and it's delicious now. It really, really is. Well balanced, and you know, and I attribute the earthiness to the malt and everything. But there's definitely the rye there. It's got that rye bite. Like I said, the herbal. Got, you know, like pepper too, and everything. You'll taste on it. Yep, and there. Still earthy. Got some more sweetness to it then. So, you know, the bottom line, would I buy this bottle again? Absolutely, I would. To me, $65 is a solid value, considering what you're getting. It's a rye unlike anything I've tasted. I like ryes. It's unlike anything I've tasted. Well balanced. It's got 108 proof. And just the overall experience on it is just wonderful. You know, I will say with a word of caution, and because everybody's palate's different and your experiences in whiskey and bourbon is different. If you're newer to bourbon and whiskey and you haven't had a lot of rye before, I don't know that I would tell you to go out and buy this bottle sight unseen and throw $65 down. I would tell you to have a pour at a friend's house or at a bar or a whiskey club or something along those lines before you drop 65 on it. You know, and I'm big too. And how much should you pay for this? I'm big on don't go too much over MSRP. And again, $65. I bought it at the distillery. That's what the MSRP is. I wouldn't go over $75 on this bottle. Just me. So, but everybody's pocket and budget's different, and kind of supply and demand dictates it. But if you live within a few hours of Bardstown, where Willett's at, you can go by there, and because this is like a product that's like their flagship, what I would call. I would say they have this bottle pretty regularly there, and you should not have a problem finding it at the distillery. So, but with that, I'm gonna close out our first video of 2023 on Willett Family Estate 4-Year Rye. And again, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and support the channel. I appreciate it. Also, if you could comment on Willett, the rye, if you've had it before, what your opinion of it is, and everything. So, and what have you. So, in my next video coming up, I plan on kind of talking about you know, what kind of bourbons, whiskeys I'll be hunting for in 2023 that I know about, and kind of some things that I might have on the radar for the channel and everything. So until next time, my friends, Happy New Year's to everyone. Cheers, good health, and bless you on all of your goals for this year, and may you have success. So cheers.